So today in this video we are going to build a user authentication system. I'm using PHP, MySQL database and Apache server. For all of that I'm using XAMPP. You can also use its alternatives. So let's get started. So first of all, let's start our MySQL and Apache server. Let's close it. And now I am opening VS Code. So I will just make a folder in following directory. Let's open XAMPP, htdocs, and let's make a folder here. I'm naming it auth_system. Opening it, and now I should close this one and open it here. So first of all, we need two pages for front end. One is our index page, so let's make it index.php. So let's write here HTML and write our snippet. Our title will be home page, home of our login system. So we'll only show this page when a user is logged in. If the user is not logged in, we will redirect user to the login page. Let's say h1 name it login system /h1. It will be a post form, not a post form, it will a get form. That is by default. The action will be logout.php. Here is a button named submit. Submit, type of submit, and I'll write here log out. So if user presses this button, he will log out and cannot access index.php. Name 7. Let's say full name. Then we'll use break br. Then email example@ex.com. So let's open it in our browser. So I'll write localhost/login_. Okay, it was auth_sys. So here's our index page. So it will look like this. This is hard coded, but we'll work on that. So let's close this. Let's make another page named login_page.php HTML file. So I'll name it login/signup login/signup. For register, I'll set register. Well, so our login page will contain two forms, one for login and second is for register. So I'm making our login form. Let's comment here login. Oh, it's login form. Div form tag. It will be our post. So method will be post. And action, so I'll name it login. .php and we'll create it later. So in our form, so let's make input field input. Let's say input just second input, and third will be a button. We'll name it log in. So let's say how it looks. Login underscore page dot php. So it looks like this. So it's not that good. So we'll use center tag. So let's see how it looks now. Okay, it's centered, and I'm also using an h2 tag to label this login. Okay, now it looks much good. We'll use a placeholder. For password, we'll not use text. We'll use a type of password. If we write something here, it must be look like a password, and we must add required attribute. If someone press login without filling any details, it should tell him or her these fields are empty, or it will also validate our email if we write it here email in place of text. So let's see how it works. 7123. So it will tell this is not a valid email address. So it's going good. So let's make another div. That will be a form. I'll name it register. Action will be register.php. First input field will be email, not email. I'll use name. So it will for first name and another for last name. That must be as a name. Placeholder. I must change my language preference from here, HTML. Okay, now it will be good. Placeholder. Okay, now it is suggesting me properly. I will add required attribute here. Okay, it's done. Now let's see how it looks like. Okay, it looks pretty good. I must change this button text as register. Okay, so let's add an attribute called name in all of the fields. So I am doing like this and adding name, email for email, pass for password, call it fname, and lname, email, pass, and I will add another field like password. That will be our confirm password. Confirm. So I will also change the name of it. So let's see how it looks. It looks pretty good. Let's make our register.php. For register.php. Okay. We are in register.php now. Before creating a register.php, I am creating a database in localhost /phpMyAdmin. Let's create a new database, naming it auth_system create. Let's create our first table with 5 columns. We are naming it users. First column will be user ID, second will be first name, last name, then email, and at the last password. Where ID will be integer and its length will be 11, and our password will be workend, and I'm giving the length 255. I'm checking this checkbox for auto increment and making our ID a primary key. So let's save it. So you can see our table is created. So I'm creating connect underscore db.php. Let's open and close our PHP tag. So I'm creating a connection variable. So our connection variable will be new MySQL and we'll pass some arguments. So let's first create variables. $server is equal to localhost. $user will be our root. By default our user is root. You can change it manually. Our password will be blank by default. And our database is auth underscore system. Let's pass this value, sir. So let's go on to our register page. Let's start our PHP block and end it here and check if $server request underscore method is post. We are sending a post request to our register.php from here. So let's check this to collect our data. So first value is first name. We'll get it from $_post. And what's the name of first name? It is fname. So let's write fname here. Same thing for every variables, every value. So what we'll do next, if is registered, it's a user defined function we'll create later. So we'll check if the email is already registered in the database. If it is not registered, we'll process add underscore user. It is also a user defined function, add user. We'll pass these values $fname and $hash. Why hash? Will create it. $hash is equal to password underscore hash. Let's pass first argument $password here. Let's check if the password and confirm password are same. See pass. Then we'll do our further operations. So let's put it here. Let's hash our password and other argument is password underscore default. So it is our hashing method and this is our password entered by user. It will create a hash and store it. We'll store it in our database. So let's create functions .php. It is also a PHP file. So let's start and end our PHP block .php here, because we'll need to connect to our database. So let's create our first function. Function is register. It will take one argument as email. So let's write here an SQL select star from user where email is equal to $email. After that result equal to MySQL underscore query. We'll pass our connection variable created here. It's a global variable and we are using it in a function, so we'll use $globals and write it connection, and second argument will be our SQL statement, SQL. Then we'll check how much rows it returns from this SQL statement. So num rows is equal to MySQL underscore num underscore rows of $result. So after that, let's check if num rows is greater than 0. So let's return true. That means it is available in our database already, else will return false. Let's include our func.php. Include func.php here. So let's go to our function. Something wrong here. Okay, it's users. So let's check. To check this, I'm commenting this out and writing here echo semicolon. Let's save it, refresh this page. Let's write 7 123 123. Let's register. Your email is not registered and your password are same. Let's remove it, uncomment this code, this too. So we will create our add user function in our function. Let's create a new function, add user. It will take f name, last name, email and password. So we will have to store it in our database. For that, I'm using an SQL statement like this, $fname. So we'll execute our SQL statement, $insert MySQL underscore query. Our connection variable $globals connection. Second will be our SQL. Our MySQL query returns a boolean value, so we'll return it $. So we can do it here if add user, then header location will be our login underscore page dot php, and we'll pass a message equal to success. So what happens? Let's see that. Okay, we'll refresh it, continue. The message shows success. So yes, our value is now inserted and this is our hash password. So let's change something like this and add our else conditions. Else the passwords are not same, will redirect the user. The login page and message will be passwords are not same. If the email is already registered, will return already registered. Clear this thing. It is giving me a success message, same email, so it will be already registered message. So let's close these all pages login page, we are redirecting to login.php. So let's create it. Login.php. First we'll create a block. We'll check if $_server request _ method is equal to post. We must include our function.php, and then we'll create a function called auth user. We'll pass our arguments user email and user password. Our email will be $_post email. Our password will be $_post password. So let's create our auth user. This function.php. Let's say function auth user email and password. For auth user, first we'll check is register $email. If it's registered, we'll proceed to continue. If our email is registered, $SQL select star from users where email is equal to email. Result is equal to MySQL _query globals connection and our SQL statement. The result will be stored in our row is equal to MySQLi _fetch associative. We'll pass our result. To verify our password, we'll write if password _verify our user password, and second argument will be our $row and the password available in our database. If the password match, we'll create a new session variable $_session, name it login, and give it a value $row and the user ID, that is our ID, and return true, or else we'll return false. And after this, we'll also write else here and write return false. So let's check in our login page. So we'll write if condition. If auth user returns true, redirect user to forward slash, that means our index.php, and we'll pass a message welcome, else will redirect to our login underscore page .php, and the message will be failed. So let's check it. Refresh this page. Password will 123, login. So you can see I'm logged in. Create a PHP block, write a condition if is set $_session login. Then we'll show our page, and after that end it here as will redirect our user to login page.php if the user is not logged in. So let's check it. Login is not created because we need to start our session before starting our program. So I'm doing that here. I'm writing here session underscore start. So now we will log in again, email, password and login. So let's see what's wrong with it. We must include our session, so I'm including here include function PHP that contains our connection.php and it contains session start. So we can use our session variables in this page also. So it's done now, and I'm also creating a logout.php, and I am doing just simple thing session underscore start. Before that PHP block and session underscore destroy, and after that we'll redirect our user to the index page, and our index page will redirect our user to the login page because we are not logged in anymore. So let's check this function, refresh it, log out. So it's good. So now what we'll do is change our values dynamically. So we'll call a function get user details using xid, and let's store it here. User is equal to get user details, and let's create that function here. After that function get user details id. So for that I'm just copying these things here and pasting it here. But changing something like this. So let's create a class user So it will contain first name, last name and email. And I'm also adding here ID. $user is equal to new user $user ID is equal to $ID $user fname is equal to $row name. We'll say our first name, last name and email to our user object, and then we'll return $user. Do it like this, a PHP block, end it here, and the name will be here, and our name will be done like this: echo $user fname, a space, this is a simple string concatenation, and $user last name. I'm removing it, also doing the same thing here, just this, Ctrl C, paste it, and our PHP block, doing it, email, and let's see what happens. Let's refresh this page, log in with our email and password. So if the user is logged in, user should not access our login underscore page. So let's fix it. We're doing the same here. Open and close our PHP block. If is set $_session will redirect our user to our index page, else will render our page. So let's check, does it work or not. I'm refreshing it, but it's not working because include func.php, and it's working. Log out, and then you cannot access our index page, and if you are logged in, you cannot access our login page. Write a wrong password which is filled, and if it's the right answer, it says welcome. For same as the register, it says message here, so we can show our messages. So I'm doing here is $_get if is set $_get message. If there is a message variable in a query string, so we'll do this $message is equal to $get message. I'm writing here it's 3, and doing if set message, then echo our message here. Okay, refresh it, it's showing the message here. So we'll pass a meaningful errors from here. So let's go to our register.php and then send. Login %24 space successful. From here, so let's see how it works. 1 2 3 and then 1 2 3 4 and doing register. So it is throwing error, your password did not match. Error is showing like here, your password did not match. So I hope you found something useful. Press that like button if you like this video. We are gonna build some interesting stuff in our upcoming videos, so consider subscribing this channel. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep growing.